Welcome back, guys, to more Mutant XPerience podcasts. Sorry for those technical difficulties. I think we're all set now. Once again, guys, tonight, my special guest, New England Third Strike legend, OG Smoothcat. And so, Smoothcat, before we were disconnected, we were on the topic of Wallcade, named, of course, after the New England Akuma player, Paul Wall, R.I.P., rest in peace. And so, tell me a little bit about Wallcade, man. Like, what was Wallcade all
Yeah,
about,
man.
dude?
So with Walkade, we like I said, our TGA went down. We thought it was over, man. We
Mm-hmm.
thought like the whole scene was over because that was the place to go. But Wall ended up. He's funny. He bought a couple TVs and he set up the TVs like you would a head-to-head cabinet. He got some
Uh-huh.
VCRs, ran some cables, figured out how to do stuff. Kind of turned his house into a little mini arcade and we would get gatherings. You're talking like 20 people in a small apartment, just playing Third Strike, playing CVS2, getting drunk, and obviously, it's console, but he still kept everybody together, because we were all just gonna quit, and
Uh-huh.
it was awesome. That's how Wallcade, and then he would run tournaments because his father owned a restaurant, and they would have a side place for parties, and he
Mm-hmm.
would rent it out, and we would have like 50, 60 people show up. Arturo would show up, a couple of the old guys, and just play games, man. Play Street Fighter 4, Third Strike, and man, he kept it alive for as long as we could, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout outs to Paul Wall again. Rest in peace, Paul Wall. And so, we talked a little bit about J Juice. And so where is J Juice now, man? Is he still playing Third
J
Strike?
J J J Juice don't play Third Strike. He'll still mash once in a while, but it's probably
Uh-huh.
like training. Same thing. Family life. Just got his first kid.
Okay, congrats.
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah. Congrats to J Juice, man. Like all the dudes we grinded out are just family men now, reminiscing on old times.
Yeah, man. So, I think we mentioned it earlier. The first and only time I met you was Evo East 2K7. And, that was kind of obviously that was my first big East Coast like experience of an East Coast event. You know what I mean? And me be coming from the West Coast, and man, it was pretty wild that weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you
Were
remember
used
from
to?
that
Were you used
event?
Oh man, that event was crazy. Canada showed up. We popped off on Canada. We
Dude,
popped
that's
off
right.
on
Canada came in full force, dude. I think all of them came.
yeah.
I think all of them
That that
came.
was that was a tournament where the cheating scandal with Henry
Oh
happened.
no.
So I guess
Oh.
the young player had his memory card inserted into his stick that had the
Oh
handicap on the
man.
second player up, and he hit Henry with like 70% Canadian combo,
Uh,
and everybody's sitting there like, "Yo, what the hell just happened?" So he beat Henry, and I was playing him to get into top 8, and I remember Henry Sen sitting behind me and saying, "Don't worry, you're already in top 8." And I'm sitting like, "Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I got to play my match. Leave me alone." So,
what?
so
Okay.
I play the young player and I beat him,
Uh,
and then they were like, "Oh, he cheated, so you were gonna win regardless." But I'm like, "Nah, I don't know what's going on." So then I talked to Henry. Oh my God, Henry was. Told you, I've never seen him this mad, man. He wanted to beat that kid's ass so bad.
uh. Yeah,
It
man.
was pretty crazy, man.
Dude, like this is one of those stories that's gonna go down as like a folk legend, dude, like a folk tale, dude, because like there's so much mystery surrounding this, and like Canada won't say shit. Like
Yeah, they
I
didn't.
distinctly
I don't know
remember,
what
like
happened.
I distinctly remember like asking like the last time I like hung out with Searoyd, and you probably remember Searoyd, right?
I
Searoyd.
do remember.
I think the last time I hung out with Searoyd was during, the 15th anniversary, the 25th anniversary, or whatever anniversary it was. Remember when they ran a bunch of those old school tournaments at different
Yeah,
places? And I remember Searoyd. We hung out, and he stayed at my place. I think I don't remember, but I know we hung out. Because there was that tournament in New York. Dude, I distinctly remember asking him about it, dude, and like he just wouldn't say anything. Like he just wouldn't like I don't like. There's so much like
yeah. It's
mystery.
weird because they said leave it alone, and I'm like, what are you talking about? 'Cause I remember I remember Nagata Lock. I'm like, yo, Nagata Lock, yo, you motherfuckers cheating. He's like, yo, I just leave it alone. I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? Like, yo, that tournament was crazy. Because I remember also Nestor playing in grand finals versus Justin in CVS 2, and Triforce was in Nestor's ear, and then shout out to Tony B. One of my dudes ran up on him, and there was about to be a full brawl between Team Hate and Arcadia, whatever the hell their name is. I remember that was about to
go. Wow, dude.
Yeah, it was that tournament was wild, dude.
Dude, seriously, like, for the people who aren't familiar with the story, so basically at Evo 2K7, Evo East 2K7, Henry Sen played a Canadian player named Samir, and allegedly, Samir had it's the allegation that Samir had modified certain settings that would allow him to inflict more damage on his opponents or something like that. That was the allegation. And so, bunch of people, like Henry, like a bunch of people had to hold Henry back. Henry was really angry, and then and that's like kind of all we heard about it. But like, I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be like a folk legend, dude. Like, it's like what really happened.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing the combo because I was waiting. Okay. Henry versus him had to play me next. Yeah. And I remember like, what the hell is that? I'm thinking like,
and like, there's rumors that there's footage, or maybe there's not footage, and it's like
there is footage.
Okay, okay, so you're in the there is footage camp. Okay.
Because Nagata Lock was recording matches.
Oh, but conveniently, it's Nagata Lock who has the footage.
Yes, Nagata Lock
the plot thickens.
Yeah, I know this is gonna go down as some he said, she said, it didn't happen, but I remember this shit.
Damn. Wow, that's a 30 for 30 waiting to happen, dude.
Yeah, because I remember having to play him. Now I remember,
and to this day, if you ever bring it up to Henry, shout outs to Henry, dog, holding it down for next level.
Oh, is Henry still salty about it,
dude? Every time you bring that up, like there's like he doesn't like get super salty, but like there's always that moment where like he turns back to the old Henry, right? Like that face he had, just like So, but yeah, dude. Even to this day, when you mention it, he gets you get a rise out of him a little bit.
I don't blame him, dude. Like he got far where you go, man. Like that's tough,
dude. And you versus Sen.
Yeah.
I mean, that match is in your favor, but that would have been a pretty godlike match. Do you remember the match that fucking Justin had with? Gosh, man, what was that Canadian Ken player's name? He was
he played White Ken, right?
Yeah, he played White Ken. Dude, I'm so sorry I forgot your name, dude.
Yeah, he was a good player,
He was really good, dude. He was really good. Oh,
yeah.
Man, what was his name?
Yeah, I forget his name, but yeah, we were playing him up in his hotel because I remember him being really good. I'm like, yo, we got to go play him.
Yeah, he had like a ponytail at the time. And dude, and him and Justin, they went like third round, dude. Like it was...
Yeah. It was close.
Ooh. Like I think I remember like Justin was able to get him like in the corner, and then the Ken player tried to jump or something, and then fucking back fierce. I was like, oh my god.
The Justin
special. Oh my gosh. Well, what's up, Locust? Speaking of Boston FGC, we got Locust, one of the new blood Third Strike players. We got Smoothcat, an OG. If you guys don't know each other. You better get to know Smoothcat, Locust.
I played him a couple times online.
All right, definitely cool. So, who are some other players, man, you remember from that you were grinding back with Third Strike, dude? Like any, they don't have to necessarily be New England players, just some East Coast players that you gotta.
You know what's funny is we used to sometimes go down and hang out with KO Fiend. Mm-hmm. Man. Like, we stood in his apartment for a little bit. I remember Wall, and Juice. Because KO would show up to Walls, too. But we returned the favor, went to New York and hang with him. Because in New York, I think it was Flair, KO Fiend really were the only.
Yeah, and then Therapist came on a little bit later.
Yeah, but he was a little later. But like Flair and KO were really the dudes who grinded.
I know
From New
Quotes
York
played a little bit.
International.
Quotes played a little bit. Mr.
Yeah,
Quotes.
Quotes. But Quotes wasn't really at that level
Yeah.
of those guys yet. But I remember, man, shout out to KO Fiend, but the funniest match I've seen in Third Strike where you can see someone's soul leave their body. KO Fiend versus, because I remember I was right behind him, helping him, coaching him, versus Pyro Lee.
Oh, at Evo.
Evo.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We've watched that on stream, and maybe we can watch it again.
It was funny because when he loses, it seems like his back just breaks and he just falls apart. We used to call that the Brokeback Mountain. We named it after KO Fiend because he just, oh man, that was the most defeated I've ever seen a person lose in Third Strike.
Yo, real talk, this was my last Evo. I never got. Well, I mean, if you don't count Evo East 2K7, but like my last main Evo, this was my last Evo. So, yeah, I remember this, dude.
It was a great match, man. It was down to the wire. He played so well, but hey, Pyro's a really good player, man.
And like at the time in SoCal, there was really no one that was like playing Yang like that, you know.
Well, yeah.
And so we didn't, you know. Right. I mean, we had ROM in NorCal, but like that was a little bit later. But at the time of this, like there wasn't really any, you know, Yang mains.
Yeah, because I remember Gutex and them coming down and having a hard time with KO Fiend.
Yeah, because they don't know Yangs.
Yeah, they had a hard time with him, man. And we, you know, what's funny is we used to beat him, but that's because we played him all the time. And he used to beat us back and forth, but the West Coast comes out. No clue. Shout out to KO Fiend, man. Legend.
So, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, Smoothcat, but was it this year or last year that was the first one on PS2? I think it was this year, right? This was the first PS2 Third Strike tournament.
That year, I think, was the first PS2 tournament.
Yeah, that was the first year Evo had a sponsor. Remember they had Toyota as a sponsor or something like that?
Yeah, I remember that. We had the balloons. You know what's funny is I was like, man, I hope these dudes ain't selling out. And back then, but you know what's funny? I thought it was cool. I'm like, man, like people are sponsoring us to come, you know, watch a video game and play a video game, and that was godlike. But now Evo's just another level, dude. I remember seeing like, I don't know if they reached 1,000, but it must have been like 800 people, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was crazy, but I hear now that's nothing.
Dude, and speaking of Evo 2K6, and I definitely want to talk to Ed about the same event because he was there too, man. Remember when Valle beat like a hella rusty Daigo? Third Strike?
I lost $200 on that bull.
Damn, $200! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yo,
I was like, yo, Rusty Daigo is gonna beat Valle. I was like, Valle's not really.
No, you heard it here first.
I was like, yo, Valle's gonna win this. I was like, he's gonna play, because I remember they had the anniversary edition. I was like, yo, he's probably grinding out ST. I was like, he's not playing. Nah, man, Valle grinded it out and beat his ass, and I lost money, man.
You know, Ed was like, and Ed Ma was right behind Valle trying to help him, dude. Remember that? We were all like right like at the corner of the stage. You know, it wasn't even a main stage match. It was on one of the the smaller
just a side one, but it was hype, man.
Yeah, dude. And dude, Daigo looked like he like played the game for the first time, dude. That's how rusty he was, dude.
Yeah, he was.
But then there were still flashes of Daigo, though. Like there were still some things he did in that match. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's Daigo.
Man, like Valle's another one, man. Like he might be rusty in some games, but yo, he still got that brilliance that comes out, man.
Dude, that ability to play under pressure, dog. Just you can't
that's
really.
What I mean, like experience.
I mean, you can kind of teach that, but like, you know.
That's years of experience, man. That guy's been grinding since he was 17.
So, what are some other memories that you remember about this Evo, dude? I have a lot of memories. You know,
man, that Evo 06, man, Evo 06 was godlike. I think I did really well in Third Strike. I did good in. I think I ended up getting top 16 in both games. I think. But I remember, like most things I remember were like I told you, man. We did a lot of partying. Yeah. I remember staying up a whole day straight, eating like the biggest pizza I've ever seen in my life. Going to a strip club for 18 hours. Shout out to Paul Wall's dad.
Then for sure I must have saw you then at Evo 2K6 then, for sure.
Dude, we were there for hours.
Cause well, not only that, but you're like probably the tallest motherfucker in there, right?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Dude, for those of you who don't know, guys, Smoothcat. Okay, so we have a current Akuma player right now. He's in Austin, Texas. He plays at Arcade UFO. Really sick player. His name is Luke, and Luke's a tall motherfucker. But like back in the day, like there was no one taller than you. Like, and so like my next question was like, dude, like how did your body like survive sitting on those Japanese calves, dude? You know, like you're like 6'3", right?
Dude. Yeah, I'm 6'4". Yeah, dude. Like taking breaks. Like sometimes I would hope I would lose. Like I'd go on streaks and like, I need to lose because my freaking back. Oh my god. Yeah, man. Those were tough. But you know what, man? I'd go back to that ASAP.
Dude, like I remember when we first played. I think it was at the team tournament in the East in the Evo East. I was like, damn, this guy is tall. I was just like, woo. You know, it's like, and you know what? The first thing I thought, right? Like, I mean, you know, not to sound like, I mean, it's gonna sound racist, kind of, but like, I'm gonna keep it real, right? And it didn't help that you were wearing basketball shorts, and like you were just like you were hella dressed to play pickup ball or something, like.
Yo, that's how we roll up, yo. Me, Wall, Ed, like all the dudes, like we just dress like we about to ball up and we go up to play some games. You know what's funny is, like I said, man, those IRC days online of everybody on SRK talking shit about playing basketball. That never happened.
Never happened.
I wish would have happened just because till this day I say I'm the best FGC baller there is. I'm not the best Third Strike player, CVS2 player.
Okay. I'm glad you brought up this discussion, Smoothcat. Okay, because you know, let's just start small now. Okay, let's just contain this to the Third Strike scene. All right. I mean, you might indeed be the best basketball player in the Third Strike scene. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in Third Strike really that.
But have you ever played basketball with Flair?
No, Flair told me he dabbled, but
nah, you know Flair, dog. Because for those of you who don't know, Flair, longtime Ryu player out in Pennsylvania. Oh, looks like we got some technical difficulties again. Oh, we're back. Cool. And so, like I was saying, Smoothcat, Flair, longtime Ryu player, you know, grinded with the Doylestown crew, lives out in Pennsylvania. And so, like, you know how Flair was back in the day, right? Like he was godlike, but he was never the kind of guy to talk shit, right? Like, he never talked shit. He never, like, he almost sandbagged. Man. It almost felt like he was sandbagging, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, he was sort of, so, like, when he says, like, that's so Flair for him to, like, I bet he even used that word, dog. Like, did he say, yeah, I dabble? Like, I bet he even used that word. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but is he any good?
Dog. Dude, okay. So here's a story, a basketball story I have with Flair. Okay, so me and Flair, we're in Doylestown one weekend because, you know, every now and then back in the day I would just, you know, take the bus from New York to Doylestown, you know, just to get away, play Third Strike at Siren Records and whatever. And at the time, Flair and Diaper Bomb and Therapist, you know, that's where they, you know, they pulled together money to buy a cab. And that cab, to this day, is still at Siren Records in Doylestown.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think they first bought the cab like in the mid 2000s. I think 2000, maybe 2009, 8, 9, somewhere around there. They bought a cab. They bought it from Fubarduk, I think, if I remember.
Oh, yeah, Fubarduk. I went to Texas. I went to Fubarduk's place. He's cool, man.
So like one weekend, I go over to Doylestown. And so, you know, me and Flair are like, dude, let's hoop a little bit. And like, you know, I'm not I'm not good at all, right? Like I'm not like I'm just kind of like whatever. I'm not like good at all or whatever, right? So like and like at the time, this was the first time I ever, because me and Flair had always been talking about hooping, like let's hoop, let's hoop, let's hoop. But then like we get hungry, we want to eat, and then it's like on the way back, it's like, oh, let's play some Third Strike, and then it's something else that we can't really mention on the stream, or like stuff like that. We always get like sidetracked or distracted, you know what I'm saying? But this one morning, right, we were like, yo, we're gonna wake up in the morning, we're gonna hoop, and that was the first time I ever saw Flair hoop, right? And so, like right away, like it's like at first, like there was really nothing special, like when he took a jump shot, he dead ass has like a Larry Bird jump shot, dog. Like he literally like he has one of those like he has one of those.
I can't even
Indiana
picture Flair hooping right now. Like,
dude,
it's so weird,
dude. This Hoosier style, right? And like he wasn't making a lot. Like we were just, so I had no idea how good he was at the time yet. And so we were just playing, just kind of, messing around, shooting. And then a high school player, he must have been, at least 6 feet tall, 6 feet. He might have been 6'1", 6'2". Very tall high school player. He comes on the court. Clearly he's a high school player. And, he's like, oh, does anyone want to play, one-on-one, or you want to play, you want to play threes or whatever? And it was like, and I was like, I stay in my lane. I know I'm not really good, so I'm like, you know what, Flair, you got this. I was like, you can play one-on-one. And so like this guy's 6'2", right? 6'1", 6'2". I mean, he's got, and you know how tall Flair is, right? You met Flair,
yeah.
Dude, Flair proceeds to give this kid, I mean, this kid must have been like 16, 17.
Dude. Damn, old man
Flair. Woo! Like, he looked like Kyrie up in there. He just, oh man. It was just a pull up. He got it. The handles, finish with the left and the right. Oh my God. It just, oh man.
Now I got to message Flair and tell him we're going to roll up.
Dude. And I was just like, and then afterwards, the kid like went up to him and just like, was just like, I think they talked for like maybe 5-10 minutes. Just like the kid was just like asking him shit, like advice and shit on how to like, whatever. But like, dude, like,
that's God. Like,
and that's the first time I ever saw Flair.
If people watching this know Flair, they're gonna laugh their ass off because he does not look like he has a freaking athletic bone in his body. Dude,
I didn't think so either, but like, like that stereotypical Hoosier, white boy basketball player, right? Like the Woody Harrelson of white backhand jump. This guy was Woody Harrelson, dog. Like he was just like, he didn't jump the highest, he didn't move the fastest. He just found a way to like shake you, dog, and it was just like skill, and like he could, he could pull up.
He's got that body control.
Dude, man, like every other shot, I think he shot a hook going across the lane, dude. Like what? Like what are you doing? Like you have everything with the. Oh my gosh, dude.
That's.
But it was the handles, dude. It was the handles that really got me. I was like, I didn't know Flair had it like that. Like.
What's funny is you never would think it. Like
no.
You know what I mean? He's so stoic every time. It's like.
Dude, whew, man.
Fucking Flair. Actually, you know what's funny? I think the last tournament footage I ever put was me versus Flair. Flair ended up going to one of our Rambats and made it versus me in grand final.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
Dude, how godlike was Flair, dude? Tell the people about Flair a little bit, man. I hope I get him on a podcast soon.
That's what I mean. Like people sleep because he played Ryu.
Yeah.
Right? So Ryu's not the best, but man, Flair would always end up in like top 3.
Dude, is he the Steve Nash of Third Strike, dude? Is he the Steve Nash?
Yeah. Just play Third Strike. Yo,
that's what he played like. He played like Steve Nash, dude.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I can see Flair being real fundamental in basketball, dude, because his Ryu was just cut and dry. Do this, do that, do that. Nothing flashy, but it worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Flair was a great player, man. Like that, I miss all these guys. You know what I mean? I look back and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
damn, more like those are some of the best times, man. Playing those dudes who grinded it out, man. Flair was another one, traveling everywhere, playing.
Definitely, definitely, man. And what about therapists? Hopefully we can get him on a podcast soon, dude.
Oh man, I remember him, man. And shout out to therapist because he played Akuma,
Uh-huh.
and my best friend was an Akuma player, so he could never beat me.
Yo, tell me about that, man. Because I know, like, therapists kind of started coming up while Paul Wall was still playing. Like, was there any kind of rivalry there, or was there like a...
No, like therapist was still a little behind, but you saw flashes where like you're like, yo, this dude's good. But like I heard he's godlike now, and I think I played him online once or twice and got raped. So like, yeah, like, he definitely got like. So like, it's cool, man. Like seeing progression, like even from Shotokan, like you see the progression of these like players. Because Third Strike's a game you got to play years and years to
maybe
to get to that level, man. That shit don't take 2 years, man.
Yeah,
like,
definitely
these dudes
not.
grinding.
Yo, what up, Virgo? Yo, do you remember Virgo, Smoothcat? You ever remember Virgo? PAG
No.
Virgo? That might be before your time, but
Yeah,
Virgo, shout outs to Virgo out in the chat.
Shout out to
player.
Like VA, like had a lot of good players too.
Exodus, Kimmix, Shinsei,
Automatic, all those dudes, man. Like
North Carolina crew. Man, a lot of them still play, dude. A lot of them still play.
Yeah, like Carolina crew's good. Like they that's what's cool about like later Third Strike. Like as it got into a little bit later in the 2000s, that's why I wish like there was a lot of good players coming up, man.
Definitely. Speaking of, good players. Well, actually, that's not really a very good segue.
I like the segment game, man. You're trying.
We've come to this point of the show. And so I don't know how familiar you are with Pack It Up, Smoothcat, but basically on every podcast we have a segment on the show where I highlight some of the more unique examples of Third Strike play online. And so what we've been doing recently, shout outs to Venkabot, but he's been hosting these Jazzy online fundraisers, and basically for the last, I believe, 6 weeks, every Tuesday on Venkabot's channel, with the exception of this week's. Venkabot had some technical difficulties, and so KD Alpha came in and saved the day. And so he was able to stream Tuesday's tournament. But basically what we've been doing, Smoothcat, is we've been running these tournaments, running matcherinos, trying to raise money for all the different venues that have, supported the Jazzy circuit and have run Third Strike events and have just supported the Third Strike scene in general. And so far, the Jazzy circuit and Venkabot and the Third Strike scene, we've all been able to raise over $6,000 for, multiple venues. And so... it's shout outs to all those venues during the COVID-19 crisis. I know that it's hard times for you guys. And so hopefully you guys will be around so that, because without those venues, Smoothcat, there's no point for the circuit to exist, right? Where are we going to hold these events? Right. And so definitely.
Shout out to them, man. Like, I didn't even know. I got to donate.
And so, yeah, man. So, but speaking of which, we've come to Pack It Up, a segment where we take a look at some of the more unique examples of Third Strike play online. And so what we've been doing in the last few podcasts is that we've been concentrating on these Jazzy online fundraiser tournaments. And so all the clips from this episode's Pack It Up are going to be coming from last Tuesday's Jazzy online fundraiser. And so once again, shout outs to Dirtmaster, Adam from Chicago, again another OG longtime Third Strike player from the Midwest, for the cool beats and the new theme song for Pack It Up. And so, are you ready, Smoothcat, to look at some of these clips?
Let me check it out because I know the pain.
All right, man. All right, so let's take a look. So without further ado, here comes Pack It Up, guys. Oh my goodness, here it comes. Oh wait, I have to share it with you, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, nominee number 1. We got Cam Grimlock Catching
Ooh, he got the
Onagai
back
with the back dash.
There's no invisibility frames, man.
Shout outs to Onagai and Cam. Grimlock, new to PS4.
Hard read, man. That was a hard read.
The hardest of reads. Speaking of reads, that's not a. That looked like Braille from
online thing I've seen yet.
Speaking of reads, that looked like Braille from Ortiz as he tries to go YOLO with a magnetic storm, but Kachik's like, nah.
You know what's funny? I would have got hit. I would have tried.
Yeah, I probably would have got hit too. Real talk. Okay, so so Kachik, not exempt from some unwise decisions here. Messes up the setup, and then for some reason gets hit by the standing roundhouse. Rough goings there.
Man.
Speaking of Urian, oh my gosh, dude, I can't even just. Oh no!
Oh, he got hit from that far.
Yeah, that's rough. Big nasty. Getting hit with the wake up demon. That's always not really good to get hit by. Let it
Why was he with the low short?
Well, he was trying to do low short fireball Aegis, but he didn't have the meter. So this is really heartbreaking, Smoothcat. We got Crime Alley. He's got Artace dead to rights. And, like, I couldn't even try not to hit him, dude. Like, whoa! No. Oh, no, Crime. Oh, no. This was sad. Like, I don't even...
That roundhouse, like, put him backwards. That was weird. Watch.
Like, he didn't even have to use meter. He could have just done something else. Oh, my God. Yeah. Rough goings. But we use this as teaching moments, Smoothcat. So, you know, you are a coach. And so...
Yo, I don't know if you can teach online, dude.
You know,
that's uncoachable, man.
I'd like to think that I'm doing a service to the Third Strike scene. You know, just kind of keeping everyone on their toes. Making sure they don't fuck up. You know. And so... you know, who was that guy for you in the scene, man? Like, you know, like every scene has kind of like that no nonsense guy, the guy that's like, all right, man, like stop fucking around. Like, was there anyone like that in your scene, dude? Just
that was Ed Pachi, the OG.
Yeah? Okay.
Like he was the no nonsense. I told you, man. Like, don't joke around. All business, get it done. You know. Yeah. Shout out to Ed because, like I told you, there was many drunken adventures that he wrote East, right? Top 8. Me and Paul, I told you, we gotten so drunk, he threw us in the shower with our clothes on to wake us up to go to top 8.
Wow.
Shout out to Ed Bachi,
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, you know, something we didn't really talk a little bit about during the podcast, but I definitely want to get to before we get out of here, Smoothcat, is basketball. And so... For those of you who don't know, Smoothcat did play quite a bit of basketball. He used to hoop back in the day. So tell me a little bit about kind of like what it was like hooping and then playing Third Strike. And like, did you ever kind of like, did one either, you know, have any effect on the other and stuff like that?
Oh, of course, man. Like, I grinded out in fighting games, but also, you know, you grind out in basketball. It's wake up early. You play ball for like 10 hours. Then in the afternoon, go play some Third Strike. But that's where my name comes from, was Smoothcat from basketball, you know? Like I told you, I was like Penny, and he was kind of a bigger god like me. So when dudes saw me play, and they saw that I was very skilled at, you know, handling the ball, they were like, yo, you're a Smoothcat, and it stuck. And that's how I got my nickname. And, you know, now that I can't play basketball and I'm an old man teaching my son, I coach at the high school level. But you know what's funny
shout outs, man.
Even the seniors at the high school, I still put in work on them. Still dropping down.
There's some things you never lose, right?
That's right.
So
man.
maybe one day,
the old man in the post to go to work.
Maybe one day we could see Smoothcat versus Flair on a basketball.
Hey, so this is what I'm gonna do when I want to go to New York, like on a summer when you guys have a tournament.
Okay.
Right. I'll bring my family. And I gotta find Flair. Not only play some Third Strike, but I gotta beat his ass in ball because this is some shit I ain't never hear. Like Flair playing ball, wow.
Yeah, like, and it
Next
wasn't
time
like,
you're gonna tell me KO Fiend can play football. Like, this is some shit.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a plethora of hidden talents in the Third Strike community. But this was
crazy.
very, very surprising. Like, when I saw Flair give that high school player work, I was like you're like twice this guy's age. Like, what? Like, how is this?
Yeah, I'm glad that Flair's guy. Like, that's so awesome.
Dude, that's so.
Can't
funny.
wait to play it.
Yeah, actually, the way I well, sort of, the way I met Flair is because remember he lived with KO Fiend for a little bit. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that was some good memories, dude. It's good memories. So, before we get out of here, the Smoothcat, I want to talk to you a little about CVS2, man. I know it's a Third Strike podcast, but fuck it. Show all the old games, OG games love, you know what I'm saying? Third Strike had its 20th anniversary. I mean, 2021, dude. Isn't that when CVS2 came out, dude? 2021?
Yeah. It was 2000? 2000? Yeah.
2001, right? The millennium.
2001, yeah.
2001.
Maybe 20.
Well, first of all, right?
Anniversary.
The most godlike menu character select was CVS1, right? That was the most godlike character select screen. Come on, that was.
But the best user interface, the best UI till this day is CVS2. The UI in that game is unbelievable.
Okay. So 2001, 2021, 20 years, man. I mean, like, ST had a revival. Third Strike's kind of going through a bit of a resurgence. I mean, CVS2, I mean, you did win that tournament a few days ago. I mean, like,
can we get a remaster? Man? Can we get something?
Dude. So, like, I was telling you before, man, like, I have this crazy idea, okay, for a CVS2 anniversary tournament. I've told some people this idea before, and I don't know what you think. I don't know if it's crazy or not. But, like, what if, right? Like, for the 20th anniversary of CVS2, we ran a high roller CVS2 tournament circuit, dude. Like just like matches and all accumulate to the finals, but each tournament will be like super high roller.
Damn.
Like, and I don't care.
People are into that, dude. CVS2 is like a turtle game. People are gonna.
Yeah, man. But you know what, dude? Like, okay. Would I ordinarily? I'm gonna be real, 100. I'll keep it 100. Would I be thrilled sitting through a 3 out of 5 grand finals CVS2? Yeah, I mean, I might have a few other things I'd want to do other than that. But if I knew it was for some big money, like 5 grand, 10 grand, dude, I would watch a 4 out of 7 grand final CVS2, dude. You could keep me there all night if it's for that much money.
You say that until you watch Steve Harrison play it, man. Like, shit.
Dude. Because like most of the players
don't even move.
Dude, but that's the thing. Most of these players, right? They're probably a lot older. Like, they're around our age, and hopefully many of the players are functioning adults, right? They have their shit together, making some money, got some disposable income. Obviously this is all like pre-COVID, right? After COVID, who knows what's gonna happen. But like,
I like the idea, though. It's cool,
dude. Like, even if it's like the same 16 players that go to every event like throughout that year. How godlike would that be, right? Like, CVS2 would be the golf of the FGC, dude. That's what CVS2 should be. It should be the golf of the FGC.
Is Boss will probably fly out just to beat everybody's ass.
Yeah, probably. But that's what CVS2's niche is. That's what I think, man. It should be the golf of the FGC. Like, I
like the idea.
It's a gentleman's game, man.
It's just all these older guys just don't even play. I think Justin might still play.
You don't think Justin would participate in a high roller CVS?
He'll play. He'll play. Ricky too.
Dude.
Oh, but
yeah.
I got my kids are going crazy over here, dude.
Definitely, man. So we're gonna go ahead and end it there, dude. Smoothcat, thank you so much for the time, dude. I really appreciate it. Again, follow this man on Twitter. Check him out on the Frenzish YouTube channel.
Be careful how you follow me. I'm wild on Twitter, man. I be saying some shit.
Well, it's a free country. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all. But thank you again, Smoothcat. Really appreciate the time. Hopefully, maybe one day you'll come back to Third Strike and CVS too. Maybe we'll see you a little bit more.
I definitely want to play. I definitely play Third. I like Third Strike a little bit more than CVS2 now. But don't be surprised if you see me a little bit in New York in a year or two.
All right, man. Thank you so much, Smoothcat. And so that's all the time we got today, guys. And so remember, we're going to be back here tomorrow night where my special guest is going to be Ed Ma. And so, again, on behalf of Smoothcat, thank you again, guys, for tuning in. This has been the Mutant XPerience podcast. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Later, boys. Thank you.